Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? Are you ready to do our February lesson 8 story time? Guess what? Today is our last February lesson and we have 2 more stories to share with you. Are you ready to hear our first one? This one is called Jack and the Beanstalk. Long ago, there lived a mother and her son. The son's name was Jack. One day, the mother said to Jack, "We cannot afford to buy a loaf of bread. We need to sell our cow." "Okay, mother, I will take the cow to the market and sell her." On the way to town, Jack came across a man coming to the road. "Hello there, boy. Are you taking your cow to town to sell?" asked the man. "Yes, sir. Would you like to buy her?" asked Jack. "Well, no, but I would like to trade for her for these magic beans," said the man, holding out his hand. "Okay," said Jack as he reached for the beans. Jack and the man traded. Jack was so excited he ran all the way home. "Mother, look what I got for our cow! Magic beans!" yelled Jack. Jack's mother became very angry with Jack. "How could you be so silly? There's no such thing as magic beans." She took the magic beans from Jack and threw them out the window into the garden. Jack and his mother did not have anything to eat for dinner, so they finished their chores and went to bed. The next morning, Jack and his mother had a big surprise. During the night, the beans had sprouted. They had grown into a thick beanstalk, so tall that it was up in the clouds. "I wonder where it ends," thought Jack as he climbed on the beanstalk and began climbing. He climbed and climbed all day until he reached the clouds. At the very top, he found a path that took him to the front door of an enormous house. When Jack knocked, a tall woman opened the door. "Please, ma'am, I'm hungry and thirsty," said Jack. "You'll be worse off if you don't go away. My husband likes to eat little boys, and he will be home soon," she whispered, looking from side to side. Suddenly, the earth shook with the giant's footsteps. Jack darted into the house. "Quickly, hide in here," she said as she picked up Jack and put him in the oven. The giant entered in the kitchen shortly after the woman closed the door. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman," roared the giant. The woman shook her head and said, "You must be smelling the stew from last night's dinner. I'll bring you some." "Never mind. Bring me my magic hen," commanded the giant. So the woman brought the giant his magic hen. Jack peeked out and watched the hen lay one golden egg after another. Soon the giant was fast asleep and snoring. Jack quietly grabbed the magic hen, but then the hen crackled loudly and woke the giant. "Come back here, you thief," yelled the giant, and Jack ran as fast as he could. He jumped on the beanstalk and climbed down the beanstalk, but the giant was close behind him. "Mother, get the axe!" hollered Jack. When Jack reached the bottom, he took the axe and chopped down the beanstalk. "Mother, look what I found at the giant's house. A hen that lays golden eggs," he said, holding up the hen. Jack's mother smiled and gave Jack a big hug. Jack and his mother lived happily ever after. Thanks to the golden eggs, they never needed anything ever again. The end. That was a scary story. I thought Jack was going to get eaten by the giant. Let's make our own Jack and a beanstalk. Can you start with coloring our little guy Jack? After your Jack is all colored, I want you to cut out that rectangle shape around him, okay? We have our Jack and it looks like he's ready to climb. Now let's make our beanstalk. Take this paper right here and I want you to cut it in half very carefully. After you have the 2 long pieces, you're going to glue them together. So look, our beanstalk is so tall, it goes to the clouds. All right, after that's glued, I want you to go on the back and write your name. After you have your name, it's time to put leaves on our beanstalk. You're going to take the big square, green square paper and cut out a bunch of leaves to put all over your beanstalk. A leaf can just sort of be like an oval shape with a point at the end, like this right here. Make a bunch. After you have all those leaves cut out, glue them all up and down your beanstalk. All right, are you ready for our beanstalk to grow? Put it down low and then start to grow from our magic beans. Look, it's going and growing and growing and growing and growing. It wants to reach the clouds. Now, let's take Jack and have him climb up. Jack is climbing up. Oh, it's a lot of hard work to climb to the sky. Oh no, there's a giant. Oh, but I want his golden hen. Ah! Run, 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 run. Chop, chop, chop. Look, book. Now you guys can tell the story of Jack and the Beanstalk too. Wow, what a crazy story. I have one more fairy tale for you. Are you ready for this last story? It's called The Emperor's New Clothes. Once upon a time, there lived an emperor who loved to wear new and fancy clothes. He loved them so much that he spent lots and lots of money buying new clothes. He loved his clothes more than anything else in the world. He didn't go anywhere unless he was going to show off his new clothes. He had so many clothes. He had a new outfit for every hour of the day. One day, 2 tricksters came to town. "What fine weavers we are," they said. "We make beautiful cloth. It has special powers. It is invisible to everyone who is not very smart or is not good at their job." Wonderful, thought the emperor. If I had some clothes made from this cloth, I would know at once which of my people were not very smart or not good at their job. So the emperor gave the 2 tricksters a lot of money and a place in the palace to set up their loom. First, they said they needed thread of silk and fine gold, and they pretended to work at the looms. They put the silk and gold thread in their bag to work long into the night. Day after day, they pretended to work. Soon the emperor wanted to know how the cloth was coming along and wanted to see it. He was worried though. What if I can't see the cloth? That would mean I'm not very smart or not very good at my job. That would not be good. So he decided to send his minister to go and see. He is very smart and he is good at his job. He'll be able to see it, thought the emperor. So the minister walked down the hall to where the tricksters sat at an empty loom pretending to be working. "Oh no," thought the minister. "I cannot see anything at all." But he did not say so. The 2 tricksters begged him to come closer and ask how he liked it. "Isn't that beautiful? Look at all the colors," they said. The minister looked and looked, but he still could not see anything. Nobody can find out, he thought. "Oh, it is beautiful, the best I've ever seen. I should go tell the emperor." "We are so happy to see that," said the trickster, "but we do need more money and more gold thread." So the emperor gave the 2 tricksters even more money and more gold thread, and they continued to pretend to work at the looms. They put the money and golden thread into their bags and pretended to work long into the night. Day after day, they pretended to work. Again, the emperor wanted to know how the cloth was coming and wanted to see it. He was still worried though, so he decided to send another official to go and see. He is very smart. He is very good at his job. He'll be able to see it, thought the emperor. So the official walked down the hall to the tricksters who sat at the empty loom pretending to be working. "Oh my," thought the official, "I cannot see anything at all." But he did not say so. And the 2 tricksters begged him to come closer and asked how he liked it. "Is it not beautiful? Look at all the designs," they said. The official stared and still could not see anything. "Nobody can find out," he thought. "Oh, it is wonderful, the most beautiful I've ever seen. I should tell the emperor." By now, everyone in the city had heard of the secret cloth and were talking about it. Oh, this time the emperor wanted to see it. So the emperor and his helpers walked down to the hall where the tricksters sat at empty looms pretending to be working. "Oh my," thought the emperor, "I cannot see anything at all." But he did not say so. The 2 tricksters begged him to come closer. "Is it not magnificent? Look at all the colors," they said. They all thought the others could see the cloth. "Oh no," thought the emperor, "what does this mean? Am I not very smart? Am I not very good at my job? Nobody can ever find out," he thought. "Oh, it is magnificent, the most beautiful thing I have ever seen." The emperor told the tricksters to make a new outfit and have it ready for the parade the next day. The tricksters pretended to work all night long making an outfit from cloth. At last the outfit was done. "The whole suit is so light you might feel like you have nothing on," they said. The emperor took off his old outfit and pretended to put on the new one. He looked at himself in the mirror and smiled. "It is perfect." All of the emperor's helpers pretended to see the cloth and even helped him by carrying the train. They did not want anyone to think that they were not smart or good at their jobs. As the emperor walked into the parade, all the people cheered and said, "Oh, how splendid! The emperor's new clothes! Those are amazing!" No one wanted to say they didn't see anything because they were worried that they would think they were not very smart or good at their job. But then a little child saw the emperor and yelled out, "The emperor is in his underwear! The emperor is in his underwear!" It was then that everybody knew they had been tricked, but only the child could tell the truth. What a silly story. Those tricksters tricked the emperor good. He really wanted to think he could see the clothes because he did not want to think he wasn't smart. Well, let's be better than those tricksters and let's make the emperor some new clothes. Look right here on this page right here. We have an emperor and he's in his underwear, but we want to make him some new clothes. So you have 2 jobs to do. You need to first cut out the X's. Leave everything else there. You're just gonna cut out the X's, okay? The next job you're gonna do is on this white spot right here, you're gonna put your name. And now your next tricky mission is to color all the clothes you can see. Color his shirt, and his arms, and his shorts, and his big robe, and maybe even color his underwear and his crown and his face. Get them all colored, okay? All right, after you have everything colored, you can fold it on the dotted line. Now look at our king dressed in his fancy robes. Or look, he's ready to go hang out on the beach. Oh no, he's wearing his invisible clothes. Look, you can dress our king. You can make better clothes for him than those silly tricksters. Wow, we've learned so many stories. I want you to remember what stories we've learned about. Can you take this page right here? Start by putting your name on it, please, and then cut out all of the pages, okay? Teacher can see. I can see the gingerbread man. The 3 bears. Jack and the Beanstalk. Cinderella. The 3 little pigs. Little Red Riding Hood. The end. We learned lots of stories. So what I want you to think about, out of all of those stories we've learned the last couple weeks, which one is your very favorite? You're going to take this page right here. You're going to write your name on this, and you're going to have a grown-up help write down what your favorite story is. Then I want you to draw a picture of what your favorite story is. Which one was your favorite? Show them. What was your favorite fairy tale? Mine was the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. What was yours, John?
Little Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood. She also had a big bad wolf, didn't she?
Yeah.
What was your favorite fairy tale that we learned about? That's awesome. Are you guys ready to work on our next paper? We are going to do our last review for February, and then we're all done. All right, look at this review page. It has a spot for our name, and it has a spot to do everything we've learned about. We've got the letter D, T, X, the number 7, and our heart shape. Let's look at those up here on the board. So we have our heart right here. Look at all the things that are heart. We've got a heart balloon, a heart-shaped clock, a heart-shaped candy, and heart-shaped cake pops. Yum! Let's look at our number 7.
What does she?
This is our number 7. Can you count with me? Let's count the mailboxes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's the number 7. Now let's review those letters. Here is our letter D. This is a big D. This is a little d. This is D in sign language. D makes a d sound. These are words that start with D. We have dog, deer, desk, donut, and duck. D. Here's our letter T. Here's our big T and our little t. This is T in sign language. T makes a t sound.
Yeah.
Look at our words that start with T. We have a turtle, a tire, a teddy bear, a table, and a teapot. This is the letter T. Here's our letter X. This is an X in sign language. This is a big X and a little x. X makes a x, x sound. Remember, it's hard to find words that start with X, so lots of our words end with X. We've got an X-ray, that's at the beginning. We've got a fox at the end, an axe at the end, a box at the end, and the number 6. Again, the X is at the end. Look at those letters. Now it's time to do our letters on our review sheet. Please start by putting your name at the top. All right, now it's time to go over everything we've learned. You've got your D, T, X, 7, and the heart. There's a spot where it's dotted for you to practice. Then there's 2 blank spots for you to try to write it again by yourself 2 times. Can I see you do this whole page with me? How does your page look? Look at all of teachers. I've got all the things we learned in the month of February. You guys are really awesome. Let's do one last review for everything that's on our board. Now, we've already talked about the number 7 and our heart shape. So let's look at our colors next.
7.
Do you guys remember what color this is?
This
This is pink. Pink. You spell pink. P-I-N-K. What color is this? This is white. You spell white. W-H-I-T-E. And this color. This color is red. You spell red. R-E-D. Those are our monthly colors. I'm excited to see what our new ones are. Here are our sight words. Do you guys remember what sight word this is? That sight word says on. O-N spells on. What about this sight word right here? It. I-T spells it. Good job, guys. Do you see what our month is? It's called February. Next month, it will be March. So that's gonna say March. Are you so excited to see a new month? Let's do our pattern. Now that it's the end of the month, I want us to start at the very beginning and go all the way to the end. Can you guys do that with me? We're gonna do our colors again because I think it's important that we remember what our monthly colors were. All right, ready to do our pattern? Pink, pink, white, red. 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 Wow.
What's I forgot to say that another word.
What comes after red?
Pink. Pink, pink.
Pink, pink. What comes after pink, pink?
White.
White. Wow, guys. You are so good at learning our patterns.
Your number red.
What comes after white?
Red.
Red. You guys are so smart. You guys are really good at remembering our pattern and all the things we're learning about. I love seeing your brains grow. We'll see you next time on our March lessons. I can't wait. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye, friends.
Bye.